courage and bravery. These two words, are they the same? Yes, but also no. There are some differences in the ways that people use these two words. How can we know that? How can we get the feeling for words that are almost the same but not quite? We have to explore examples. We have to talk about the connotation of these words. That's what we're going to do in this video. If you enjoy it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. And now let's get into it. What is the difference between courage and bravery? Courage versus bravery. Just as a reminder, remember, we have words that mean the same thing or are synonyms. There are some ways to use them exactly the same, but also always some nuance. That means, yes, they're the same, but not exactly the same. That's the thing about a thesaurus. It gives you this list of words that are the same, but they're never exactly the same. There are no two words that are 1,000% the same, never, ever, 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 ever used, are always, always, always used in exactly the same way. I think. Maybe there are a couple. I don't know. But it's a Venn diagram. It's this it's these two circles side by side, like that. And they're used the same maybe here, but they have their own nuances. So, courage and bravery. Well, brave would be the adjective form, and courageous would be the adjective form. So here's an interesting difference. The adjective form of courage is longer than the noun form. But the adjective form of bravery is shorter than the noun form. That's interesting. That's pretty interesting, I think. So both of these are the noun form, right? Courageous and bravery, and brave would be the adjectives. Okay, now, what is the difference? If you think of someone who is courageous, often we're emphasizing a trait about them. And a trait is something about you as a person. That is your trait. Now, you can use brave as a trait too, but it's more likely that you would use courageous about a person to talk about that person as a general way that they are than to say brave in general. And the reason for that is because typically courage is for these ongoing things that may not be sudden, exciting, or, in any way something you would want to watch in a movie, right? But are more general, just difficult things to go through. And they may take a long time. And again, it's not a hard, clear difference between these. This is just the connotation of courage, right? A quality. Some words that are similar to this, maybe steady. And I think of a prolonged difficulty. A prolonged difficulty. Why did I put that over the... Wait, let me fix that. U-L-T-Y. Okay. Something that lasts for a long time. Or maybe danger. Quiet persistence. Right? In a situation where you just don't complain. Right? You have courage to go through things. And so an example might be a student who goes through many years of extremely challenging, demanding academic pressure, right? Or exams, all of the things that a high-level student maybe has to go through. All of that may take courage to go through that, to deal with all of the stress at such a young age, right? Or maybe there's some kind of trauma that happened, and dealing with that trauma is or takes courage. Recovering from trauma. So a very scary, bad thing happened, and just getting over that, the strength that it takes to get through that without giving up, without losing hope, right, would be very courageous. Now, will people say you're very brave? Yes, but I think it's more likely that you would use brave for that thing that happened, to go through the trauma, to experience the thing and get through it, and then maybe not use brave to talk about the recovery part, but courage would be more likely for the recovery part, that long, enduring process of dealing with it after the thing has happened, right? Bravery is often, and now I'm going to write down some words that I think we could use for bravery. And again, this is the connotation. This is how it's used. So I know this is challenging here. A burst of boldness. A sudden act. Right? Facing danger. And so, will people use courage in this situation too? In a movie, someone facing a dragon, or, things crashing all around? Will people say, you have so much courage to stay strong in that situation, or keep your wits about you in that situation? Sure, yes, they will say that. But I think bravery is a better word for that sort of situation. So when you're going through the thing that is, exciting and scary and dangerous in the movie, then you're brave. When you charge into battle, you're brave. When you get through a long, drawn-out thing that is not fun or difficult, or maybe the recovery from a big, exciting, dangerous, scary event, then you have maybe courage. And I want to make it clear that you can use either one of those to talk about both kinds of things, but it's more common to say courage for one and bravery for the other. So as maybe an image to hold in your mind when you think of bravery, think of a knight in shining armor fighting a dragon with flames and all of that stuff. And when you think of courage, maybe think of someone walking down the street with others pointing at them and laughing at them, and they're just quietly walking down the street. We don't know why they're being mocked or laughed at or pointed at, but it takes courage to do what they're doing, to walk down the street when others are pointing and laughing, right? Bravery, yes, but courage is more this enduring thing, okay? So hopefully that makes sense, and hopefully that helps give you a more clear idea for how these are generally used. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Try to use these yourself. If you have the courage to use what you learn in your daily life, you'll get the feeling for those things. You'll start using them more naturally. And then your English fluency will improve. If If you haven't done so already, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. And also, get a free course in the links in the description.